What is going on, everybody? We are revisiting a Planeswalker that I've played before, but with a completely new and interesting way of playing them. So let's go. What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Roxora, and here we do all things Magic and Magic Spellslingers. Today we're going to be playing a Kaya list that I got from Monman. They put it, I think, on the MTG Spellslingers Guild's website, so that's where I got that from. Great resource, check it out. And yeah, very interesting way of using Kaya and their deck building restrictions, and we'll get into that. But first, if you enjoy the content, remember, like, comment, subscribe. All this stuff really helps me out. I think over something like 70% of you guys are not subscribed, so do that. Do it so I can stop asking people to do it, please. All right, let's talk about Kaya here, this list. So this I'm calling Demon Control, and this is actually the list that I have been playing a lot on ladder. The streams over at twitch.tv/Roxora098, by the way. You know, nice solid plug there. Seamless. And it's been performing really, really well. I'm actually playing it also in the Mythic League tournament from the official LGS Discord. So a video of that will I think be coming out soon, depending on how the tournament goes. And yeah, so I wanted to make a video on it, and it's super interesting. A lot of people that I've played against have been, like, wow, cool deck, and or just also been very unprepared for it. So I think at some point people will kind of catch on. So maybe that'll kind of reduce the effectiveness of the deck a little bit. But anyways, this also can kind of be called Demon Control, because we're playing a bunch of demons, but whatever you want to call it. So Kaya's ability we've kind of used before. You're doing the mission to deal 3 damage to your opponent. If you do, you get one of these 3 random spirits, and then the damage increases by 1. So first you have to deal 3 damage, the next turn you have to deal 4 damage, and you get one of these, right? So it's a way to kind of snowball the game and get extra cards. And then Kaya's signature cards, we don't even care about because none of them are in this list. That's one of the things that makes this deck very interesting. Pretty much this list is only playing Kaya because it can play in even any distribution of white and black cards. A lot of these cards are just really solid individual cards, or just kind of fine on their own. And yeah, so you're just kind of playing the best white and black cards in the game to kind of control the game, and then finish the game off with big demons. And that's about it. The lane here is Sacred Sanctum, which, because again, a lot of control decks use this, but also it's really important in this deck because we're trying to gain life, because we're also going to be dealing a lot of damage to ourselves and just taking damage, because sometimes the deck can kind of do a little bit of nothing in the beginning of the game. So where to start with this list? Well, I think the first thing to note is this is another Death Shadow deck. We featured a couple of lists using Death Shadow. We did the Davriel list. I don't remember if I ever uploaded my Ashiok list or anything like that, but there's been a lot of them popping up since the inclusion of Davriel. People have kind of figured out, yeah, this card's pretty good if you can enable it correctly. Some Garruk decks also using it as well. So yeah, that's like three planeswalkers right here using Death Shadow at 2 in their deck and building around it, right? If you can play this card even for like 4 or 5 mana, it just is huge. Oftentimes this deck will actually wait in order to play it for 0 mana, because we just gain so much life, we can take enough damage to just play other things and then clear the board and then play this out. So the big thing here with Death Shadow is we're actually also using it with the card Desperate Prayer. This was a combo that was kind of pointed out very early in the game when this card came out. So if you play Desperate Prayer and you hit Death Shadow on turn 2, you just gain 20 life right there. So already that's kind of like, whoa, that's a lot of life. Obviously that's a very low chance of happening. There are a couple other really nice hits in the deck though. You have Griselbrand, Day of Judgment, Kothophed, and Second Sons that all gain you a nice chunk of life. So I really like Desperate Prayer in this list. It draws you deeper into your deck, right, to hit some of your key cards, your key interaction points. and then just gives you a really nice life buffer. So I like seeing that this card is doing work. I think this is a card that I think was overrated in the beginning, then became underrated, and now I think it is back at kind of an appropriate level of hype. What else? So let's talk about the general plan here is playing a lot of removal, a lot of interaction, obviously because we're a control deck. We're even running Fatal Infection, because again we can kind of gain enough life. So if you play it early, it kills some small creatures and you don't take that much damage. You can also use it late game to just kill anything. Any large creatures, you can kill other Death Shadows with it. You just gotta make sure to block it. And that's again no big deal in this deck, and then it dies. So Fatal Infection has been pretty nice at just being really cheap and just if you're dealing with our opponent's threats. Obviously Drain Blood here being a nice 2 damage and drain. We have even Infectious Scorpion as well to get another 2 copies of Fatal Infection. So again, really leading heavily into just this theme of gaining lots of life and then using that to effectively remove our opponent's creatures and still be alive afterwards. This is a change that I made to the deck. I think the other card was originally the Moon Silver Shackle, which is the artifact that, dealt 2 damage to a creature that attacked and then stuns it if it's still alive. I found that card to be a little bit underwhelming, and not a lot of cases where I used that card and it did what I wanted to. And I think the deck has a little bit of an issue, more of an issue dealing with large creatures than a bunch of small creatures. So this has been a little bit more effective at answering those large threats, again, like Death Shadows or things like that. Now we're playing Power Word Stun here, which is not a card that I feel like most people have seen. A lot of people might be familiar with Path to Exile, the destroy a creature, then give your opponent a fragile mana gem, or sorry, an empty mana gem. Power Word Stun here stuns a creature for the rest of the game. That's it. It's always stunned. Obviously, if it gets returned to the hand, it loses that effect. But this is 4 mana instead of 3 mana, but it is kind of like the shell game of this deck. If you've played other blue control decks, and it's just kind of like the way of dealing with threats that you don't want to kill, but you also don't want to, but you still want to remove from the game, right? So, this on any really big Fanatic creature, if you're playing against Leonin or Reanimator, this can be pretty nice. Yeah, so I find it to be pretty effective. Again, also, like, we also have, like, Day of Judgments and things like that. So, like, we Power Word Stun it, and then we stun it temporarily, and then, unless they bounce it to their hand, we eventually are going to Day of Judgment the board away. Another thing about this is it also just clogs up our opponent's boards. Like, they either have to play a creature over it if they have 5 creatures, or they just don't play a creature. So that's a pretty interesting note there. Can kind of clog up if there's anything like I think it's Grim Echoes is the card that like spawns a bunch of things. Worms, right? The crush of worms. There are different things where leaving a creature on your opponent's board might actually be relevant. But again, this is all just extra parts of the card. The most important thing is it's 4 mana, stun something permanently. Of course, we're running Infest, and then of course we're running Day of Judgments. These are just the main reasons to be playing this deck, actually. Just both of these cards doing a really good job of wiping the opponent's board. Particularly Infest in this deck is nice because, again, with Death Shadow and things like Kothophed and Krav, our stuff is going to be bigger, so we can play out our Krav and stuff. Maybe block a couple of small creatures or maybe a big creature. And if Krav can survive an Infest, then it's fine. It still would be 5 power and some amount of health left, and that's perfectly fine if we need to do that, right? Definitely, though, with the Death Shadows, right? You have to play Death Shadow early. It's got 13 health. It takes some damage, you Infest. It's still an 11 powered creature with a decent portion of health left. Yeah. So the other note about this deck is we have a ton of life gain. We've got the Leonin healers, the Desperate Prayers, as I mentioned. And then the Eminent Archangel doing a really good job of being this kind of a life total boon. If our opponent hits us for a bunch of stuff, we just play this out, get it right back, and we have a 3/4. And then, of course, Second Sun's Dawn, getting us a lot of life, and then also being a really good card to hit off of, top deck with Second Sun, wipe our opponent's board again, and deal a bunch of damage to them. Note that this will trigger the mission as well, so that's like kind of a nice thing. Often you're not triggering the missions early because you just don't have a lot of early pressure, but this is kind of like the first opportunity to do so. Also note, it's a nice hit off of Desperate Prayer, the Second Sun, so like you know, if you haven't drawn that the second sun yet and you got a Desperate Prayer, it might be a good opportunity to just gain 10 life. And then what else we got? We have some things to round it out. We've got Merchant of Death and Fiend Fanatic. These are just good early drops to play, block your opponent's creatures, and then Fiend Fanatic will draw you some demons, which again are your really big threats. We have 5 demons in here. We got Krav, Kothophed, the 2 Death Shadows, and of course Griselbrand Unleashed, which you might not be familiar with because it's not played a bunch. 8 mana 7/7 flying, trample. And it has this crazy finale effect of adding 7 black cards to your hand. There can be any black cards in the game. I've even seen that you can get some of Kaya's class cards off of them. And then until the end of turn, those cards have pain cast equal to their base cost and cost 0 mana. So they're free, but they cost you life equal to their cost. So this is another reason why we want to gain a bunch of life, is because presumably if we run out of cards, we're going to be playing this out, having it die, getting a bunch of cards, and then spewing all those cards out onto the field by paying life. Now, another important note about this card is that it's only until the end of your next turn. So even if you're playing against an aggro deck and your health total is kind of low, you can still play this out, have this die, and then just not play the cards. And the cards will then, at the end of that turn, revert back to their original cost and lose pain cast. And then so you don't have to pay life to play those cards the next time. I think that was all I wanted to say about the list. But yeah, pretty straightforward. Once you realize, like, yeah, it's kind of just a control deck. You're just trying to answer stuff early, draw cards, rat the board, and then finish off the game with big demons. So that's kind of why I call it demon control. You could call it Kaya control, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's actually been doing really well. It's really effective against a lot of the aggro decks and a lot of these mid-range decks. It kind of can struggle a little bit against Garrick. Garrick does a good job of putting out large threats and then answering your attempted blockers. Like if you play a Krav out and things like that, it gets kind of rough. Oh, note about Krav actually. So Krav is really interesting here because sometimes you can just play this card out as a 4 mana 7/7, just deal yourself 6 because you've gained a bunch of life off of your Desperate Prayers or whatever. Can also trigger your own Fiend Fanatic. So you play the Fiend Fanatic out, you play the Krav, you deal and you kill your own Fanatic, draw one of your other demons. And then also Krav is just good because it deals yourself 6 to make your Death Shadows cheaper. So I had some turns where I've wanted to play out Krav, and then that allowed me to play out my Death Shadow. And Kothoped's kind of the same too. But all right, that's enough about the list. Let's get into the actual games and show off this list. All right, here against a Garrick deck, so you know, we'll have to plan accordingly. 2 Fiend Fanatics is not the best, but I do like this Desperate Prayer in our hand here. Griselbrand. Kind of would have liked to draw that off of our Desperate Prayer. Desperate Prayer can have some bad hits, right? Like, you know, if you get Flagrant Foul, or not Flagrant Foul, Fatal Infection, you're very, very sad. But generally speaking, you should be getting at least 2 life off of this Desperate Prayer. And on average, it should be something like 4 or 5. Yeah. Oh, dang. I'm almost considering this, but I think we just Desperate Prayer here. Ooh, and that feels real good. Feels real good. That is the third best hit in the deck. So not too shabby, not too shabby. All right, Dark Confidant. That is a card. We could Infectious Scorpion Fatal Infection here. But yeah, I think I just want to play this Fiend Fanatic. I have a feeling this Fiend Fanatic is not long for this world. Oh. Like our opponent just has to play any removal and kill it. Yeah. Oh man, if we draw Infest off the top here, it'd be freaking awesome. Alright, taking a good chunk of damage there. Nothing we can really do about that. So we still have a decent chance of drawing. We could potentially draw Krav off of this. I think it's still worth it to try and hit the Death Shadow, because that would be pretty good. I think our best play here is Fiend, Fanatic, and Fatal Infection. This Cranial Consultant, because I don't want to be blocking this Cranial Consultant. Because the goal here is to survive until we can Day Judgment and hope that we stabilize. But yeah, as you can see, this is a reason why Garruk would be a tough matchup here, because our creatures are very large.
Look out.
Alright, the 2 life off of that is kind of nice. We don't draw an Infest here. I think we have to just, yeah, play out all our stuff here and hope that we can live to tell the tale. Second Sunstorm will be a nice thing here. Another note is that we know that the Garruk's can only run so much removal. They have to play a certain amount of creatures, right? So I think if we can like run them out of removal, it'll be okay. But we shall see. Also might consider using this Kothophed to draw 2 cards. So I kind of know that they have the Garruk's Fury card. Fortunately, not much we can really do. I guess I should have blocked. You know what? That was a bad play. I did kind of want this Fatal Infection though. Oh, they don't. They actually don't have it. All right. So that was a good block. Desperate Prayer, not bad. I mean, okay. So what should I do here? I could Desperate Prayer. We could hit Infest. Maybe that would have been a reason to do that before. At this point, it might just be Kothophed and then play Desperate Prayer. This gives us 3 mana. Yeah, I kind of want to get the mana here and just play Desperate Prayer. I have a decent amount of cards already. Oh, it would have gotten the Infest. Ah, man. That would have been so good. Alright. It's okay. They play the Predator here. It actually doesn't do that much. It kills this and then dies to Kothophed, but just deals this some damage. I think that's okay. It's kind of good that we're reducing the effectiveness of that card. Okay. And they could play a Grudge Match here, or another creature, another 2-drop. Notably, Infest here, pretty effective at just shutting down the Strana. Yeah. And they kind of did our work for us. Right? Yeah, I think I'm just going to Infest here. It's a very effective use of that card. I don't think I want to use the Fatal Infection here on this Curse Bearer, even though, like, it is kind of an issue. Right. Oh, and we actually, sorry, notably, we get our guy here to trigger. I think I'm just gonna play the Merchant, though. Alright. Good play by our opponent. Interesting. I don't think I've seen Daybreak Ranger a lot in Garrick, but it makes sense. So we can just do this and this. Fine with me. Kind of want to beat them into like playing out more stuff. They could again play the Cursed Predator here, and I would be a little sad. Although that would kill these three. That's actually kind of okay. All right, we've got to pull it back. I didn't think we'd be in this spot, but yeah. I do kind of want to play out Griselbrand soon. Because actually... Okay, that's fine. I think I'm fine, yeah, like... Again, if they play the Predator, it sucks, but like... I need to kind of get through my deck. If I can hit the second sun, like that'd be freaking amazing, right? It's kind of an okay, an okay Day of Judgment turn. Yeah, I might attack, try and debate them into not blocking. If they don't block, then we Day of Judgment. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I think we just Day of Judgment here. Confidant, sure. Sure, play up more of your stuff. Play up more stuff. I'm kind of... Anyone else like also wanting to Day of Judgment? I'm gonna Day of Judgment again. Do it again. So most likely they have Dash Out, I believe, a Fatal Infection for one of them. And we're also at a pretty high life total, right? Sure. Crystal Predator is actually totally fine. It's a little spooky. A little spookly dookly. That's less okay. So... can Fatal Infection this and play a Griselbrand. Wait, they know I have this. Oh yeah, the one thing that makes me really sad about Spellslingers is that the generated cards. I think I have this deck completely foiled. No, I don't have this deck completely foiled out, but I have a couple of like I have my Scorpions foiled out, and the Scorpions do not generate fatal infections. It makes me sad. I did so much work. So there we go. Griselbrand will trigger. We'll take 15 damage here. Oh, there's also Rakdos. That seems kind of good. Evil Twin? Oh, that gonna cost me 6 life. That's not good. So yeah, we'll go to 13 here, but we'll go back up 7. So we're really only taking 6 damage here. Then we'll see what else they got in their repertoire here. Yep. That's pretty bad for me. Is this bugged? Hello? I'm gonna play it. It says 0 right now. Okay, it's bugged. That was just a visual bug. Holy moly. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay. So we can, yeah, just play out a bunch of these 1/1s, right? Yeah, we'll play these out. We'll Fatal Infection this. And then you see the cards go back to their original cost. So we lost the Krav and that was it. So that's kind of another nice thing there. I didn't want to lose the second sun or anything like that. Now if they play the Predator, they kill these two. We still get to block this. Sure. Then this Rakdos, the Showstopper, might do some work. Right. I called it. We still could die, or like they still can have another removal for this. Should be big Sag. Alright. But if they're attacking, then we're okay. Oh, this will also kill this thing with you. That's actually pretty crucial here. Look out, it's fine. Oh, please don't buff this. Please don't buff this. Oh my god. So clutch. That's so clutch. They weren't thinking of the evil twin. And there's the Death Shadow. Oh, dang, we just don't have enough. I guess I could also just play the Showstopper. The Showstopper has flying, right? Yeah. Yeah. Like there's a random chance of just like killing all of their creatures. Okay. I see. Well then. Yeah, I don't blame them. I don't blame them for that. That was a little bit lucky, but again, I don't think we really needed to win all of those coin flips. We just needed to like kill a couple, and we would have been fine. But a little bit of extra luck doesn't hurt. All right, up against the Leonin here on the play, looking for this Power Word Stun, which is very nice. I don't know if I want this Krav. I might actually want this Krav to put some pressure, to applies a little bit of pressure. Ooh, I didn't even realize they have a refreshment stand. That's a Yenog. I just get a 2/2 attacker. Sure. I will take a 2/2 attacker. I could play the Fiend Fanatic first and have a 4/4, but I don't know if I really... Oh, well, now I have the Merchant of Death, so we'll play the Merchant of Death. Actually, depending on what they play here... Yeah, I'm gonna say no to this. I'm gonna say, you know, I'll take this damage. That's annoying. Alright, it's fine. Well, now do you want to attack? This is still fine, right? Because they didn't attack. I don't know why they didn't attack. I'm a little confused by that. Maybe they thought they were gonna attack? Oops, sorry, little. That bug's still a thing. Oh, sure. Yeah. You got it. So if I drain blood this and then Yenog, and I get a guaranteed trigger from the ability. Again, it's not usually correct to play around the ability because it's just not an important part of your deck. But here, you know, some extra 2/1s that can block their zombies or whatever seem fine. So this definitely doesn't seem like Reanimator, at least not to me. I mean, assuredly not, right? Get our Ooh, that's so. This is kind of like a reason why I kind of wanted to trigger it, to get the opportunity to get this. It's a nice stalwart spirit, nice just stun, which is nice. Sure. So given that they just did that, I'm fine to just play out this Krav. Take 6 damage. We still have plenty of life gain. Like, we have the Desperate Prayer right here, so again, like, playing this out as just a 4 mana 7/7 that deals a 6 can often just be correct. Okay, so it is blue-black zombie with a simulator. Interesting. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and play this Desperate Prayer, see what we get. 3 life, not bad. We can play out this Leonin healer, or we can also play out this Fiend Fanatic. I think I'm just gonna play this out, and that's it. I don't even want a Fatal Infection in anything, yeah. I assume, yeah, I was gonna say the Krav seems like a good target there, but that's fine. I'm happy to block that. We can just Immolating Glare this guy. I think that's a pretty good target, given that I have this Power Word stun. Because again, the rest of their threats, I assume, have some kind of finale. This thing is a rogue, not a zombie or anything, yeah. So I'm also looking out for, like, mill, since they're blue. But I don't think they've played, what, 3 zombies? They have 3 zombies in the yard? I don't think they are, because again, they're not playing, like, the typical cards that I was expect to see. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Come at me. Come at me, you fool. Right, there we go. Our Immolating Glare, killing their guy. They could have had the trap. That was something I wasn't thinking about, but they did not, so it works out. Karazakar. Is this off of Refreshment Stand? Okay. I think I'm just gonna hit with this. They can block with their guy. Not really much I can do about that. What is this? Return the strongest enemy to your opponent's hand. So it's gonna make this a 7/7 again? Sure. Oh, I also don't get the Sag. Yeah, we'll just play this second Sun's Dawn. Like, I don't really care about this thing. It's gonna return it to my hand. You can even, like, infest the board. And Fatal Infection. Or just, yeah, we can just Fatal Infection this thing. They get one more attack out of it, and then that's fine. They bounce my guy. I'm honestly kind of fine trading this. What's the next one? Charm? Sure. So, yeah, so this one we Fatal Infection this. We can stun. Yeah, let's stun the Grave Titan. We can Krav ourselves. Because again, we have so much freaking life. And we can even heal ourselves as well. So, reduce the cost of random card in your hand, raise the cost of random card in opponent's hand. Yeah, that's fine. They could raise the cost of, like, Griselbrand or something like that. That would be, like, probably, like, the best thing for them to do. killing our spirit? Yeah, sure. It's fine. Cool. Oh, they raised the price of our second sun. Annoying. Oh, but actually, if we get a mana jam, we can still second sun and Death Shadow this turn, which is kind of cool. What does that get? I don't know that I've seen and play any really strong creatures. But again, we're at such a high life total, and we're gonna have another trigger here. We have another Death Shadow. Like, seems pretty good to me. See if they block with their Titan. They do. Very interesting. I'm kind of down to just damn these Death Shadows. Cards in deck. We still have both of our Day of Judgments. I'm not sure what other relentless creatures they might be running, right? That's kind of a concern. But it's good to kind of see, like, if they have. I assume they have whatever the 2 mana one in there. I forget. I even forget. It's been so long since I've really played against anything that would be reanimating zombies. Arcane Flights. That's a little bit of a concern. Very interesting list. Alright, no, that's fine. Snake, sure. Oh, well, that's kind of nice. Oh, it also enables our ability. Yeah, it's probably gonna do it, right? They have to produce 3 creatures. Yeah, I don't think there's a way that they can come back from this. Krav is not it. Oh, that was what they got because they got the Evil Twin. The Evil Twin became a Krav. That was what they got back off of Gravedigger. Very interesting. Alright, so playing with Leonin here, I think I'm going to ship back both of the demons here. Again, we've had plenty of time against a lot of them. And also we have these Fiend Fanatics, right? So we can draw the demons whenever. I don't think I've ever had games where I haven't drawn a single Death Shadow or anything like that. So this looks like a more traditional version of Liliana, if I had to guess. Let's see what they deploy here. Yeah, Cranial Consultant. Makes a lot of sense. Probably not going to want to be blocking this early, though. You got it. We've got... I guess we would get rid of 1 power word stun, but yeah. Don't think I want to be doing that. At the same time, might have changed my mind now. Might have just taken 2 damage for no reason, because I have a decent amount of stuff. Oh, now that I have this Death Shadow, I've changed my mind again. I'm kind of like, yeah, you can deal me 2 damage. I think I'll be okay. Oh, there's the Goliath. That's not great. Yeah. So, like, what if I attack? They block the Goliath, we power word stun it. Because the big thing is, yeah, that's fine. I want to clog up their board and make sure that they can't do any crazy reanimate shenanigans. So like this, like, and there's also like I'm gonna be infesting, I'm gonna be day judgmenting potentially. So this like locks up for now. They could infest, I could infest, but like Zinder's split. Interesting. I'm kind of fine drawing extra cards. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Fatal Infection this. Am I? No, I'm not. I'm gonna Drain Blood this and heal myself. I'm like completely fine with getting 2 attacks out of this or something like that. I would love to draw some cards. Yep. Interesting. Interesting that they gave that Relentless and not their Zinger split or anything like that. Perennial Consultant, sure. Yeah, this would be a really good Infest turn. Alright, well, can't will it into existence. I think I just want to Krav here, right? Actually, no, right? Because I also might be Day of Judgmenting. Yeah, I might actually just do... Now that I have this Immolating Glare, it might be right to just block the, this guy. Yeah. Nice. Okay. That's also good. So you see, again, forcing our opponent to play out some stuff. All right. So Death Shadow's down to 8 mana. Hoping to either like if we could, I would also be fine with it. I don't know why I haven't drawn an Infest yet. That would be real nice if I could do that. But all right. I'm fine just Day of Judgmenting here. Again, they most likely have a way to reanimate their big guy. But again, I have a Power Word stun for that as well. Yeah. They have another Goliath, which is kind of annoying. Alright, so we're gonna Power Word stun this guy. Let's Desperate Prayer. That's not great. Well, remember when I said it is possible to just do that. But the big thing here is our Death Shadow is going to 2 mana. That is very nice. That is a Drana. That is an interesting choice of cards. Alright. So playing at least 1 Death Shadow. Do I want... I'm also holding up this Immolating Glare, and I think I'm just doing these 2. I can take 2 damage off of this Drana. How did I get this? They just run this. Seems very strange. I guess I didn't need to use this Immolating Glare this turn, but... Alright, maybe I did. Oh my god, yes I did. Oh my god, I would have been dead. Alright. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for Immolating Glare. Alright, so we'll take 2 off of this, but again, that's just going to 2-5, nothing too crazy. Alright, so they do my Death Shadow, which means they probably aren't going to block it, which is kind of nice. Oh, I also... Oh, wow, I only took 2 damage? Oh yeah, I only took 2 damage. So here, Krav can just deal 6 to the Death Shadow. And then we can also Fatal Infection this. Yeah, I don't think I want to waste that. Alright, so they get a random zombie. Sure. That's not good. Cause yeah, if we just stun it and Fatal Infect it, it's just gonna come back. It's a problem. Although, if we attack now and they feel compelled to block, then we just stun it and Fatal Infection it. Okay. I'm very nervous about playing this out. Oh, actually, no. This is the best time to play it out because it won't be in their graveyard until the start of my turn, and so they can't deploy anything to reanimate it. Yeah, until the next turn, in which case it's like, all right, it's fine. I guess they have the Witch that could give it Relentless now, but like if they have that, fine. Yeah, my big concern is them using this to steal Griselbrand. So honestly, I might even just like Day of Judgment now. Day of Judgment, which will bring this back as a big boy, but I'll have a Leonin healer and stuff that I can play off of Griselbrand. That's fine. Yeah. So we've done this thing. I think it is correct for us to, yeah, Day of Judgment. We'll miss one card, but that's, I think, is... Do they seriously have Negate? Okay. They actually kind of helped me out, though. Wait a sec. Because I would have destroyed this. Yeah, this is a really weird situation where I kind of wanted to rat the board, but then... Yeah. Weird. Yep, that's fine. Yeah. Sure. So, like, I don't I could play out some cards here. Actually, might. But I'm just going to play out mostly the first of the cards that don't deal me a bunch of damage. And I guess I can just play this and take a little bit of damage and be fine. I guess, like, this cost me 1 life. Not a big deal. I as well just play that out. This cost me only 4. Sure. I think the others I won't do. It's like big card advantage there from Griselbrand. I want that to be known because, again, I do think that Griselbrand is a card that really is crucial to the deck. I know it's expensive. Is it a mythic or is it a... It's just a rare. Actually, I'm gonna look. It is a mythic. I understand that it's expensive. I'm sorry, but it is very, very big for the deck. Opponent's thinking like, how did we get here? And Goliath, I had everything. Okie dokie. So now we can try to slip this. Not pay a bunch of life. We can Ghostly Blade this. Just go attacking. Now we are also enabling our ability. Now that we have 2 Kothopeds. Wait, what? How do we have 2 Kothopeds? There's no real reason for me to play any of these out. Alright, that might have been a reason. Sure. We just play this out right now. Alright, cool. Alright, so that is a taste of kind of what the deck can do. As you can see, it's doing extraordinarily well in top 100 of Mythic. And yeah, I think it showcases the deck. Those couple matches showcase the deck very well, right? We were able to, you know, leverage our life total a lot, you know, getting a ton of life from like our Desperate Prayers, our Leonin healers and everything, and our Second Sons and everything, and then just leverage that into being able to deploy all these really powerful cards like Krav, like Death Shadow, like Day of Judgment, right? And just win the game through sheer card effectiveness. And that's kind of why you see a lot in the games there where I'm really thinking about the best usages of each card to try and get the most value out of it, because yeah, that's kind of the point of the deck, right? Trying to get the most life out of Archangel, right? I'm trying to constantly maximize that, trying to think, do I really need to infest on this turn? Right? Do I have to Day of Judgment, or can I deploy out some creatures, block, and then Day of Judgment, right? And things like that. So yeah, deck's been performing really well. We got the Garrick and then the 2 Liliana matchups. I would have wanted to showcase some more different matchups, but not really hitting anything else right now. And I didn't want to make this video too long. But if you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments below, or you can check out my streams Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/Roxora098, where I'm pretty regularly playing this deck. This is kind of like my de facto deck, and I'm happy to feature it. Also, again, props to Modman for coming up with this idea. I think, again, I'm hoping that it will see a little bit of more uptick in play, trying to elevate the deck a little bit and fiddle with it, as I see that with the Immolating Glare change. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember, like, comment, subscribe. All this stuff really helps me out. And if you guys have any ideas or anything like that for videos that you want, or any kind of particular deck list or planeswalker that you want to see me play, again, let me know in the comments. I'm always open to ideas. So all right, well, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next video.